Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to Sondering Tarot from here. Hi, hello, and welcome to my channel. We have the Moon card tapestry on the table, and we have my Chaos deck on the table. For those of you that are not familiar with my channel, I only call this deck my Chaos deck. It usually comes out during retrograde time, and since we have Mercury retrograde starting, I do believe in Sagittarius today, it's no wonder that the Tarot Illuminati came out to play. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in here and see what this deck has to convey. This is your daily tarot reading for the 25th of November 2024. Alright, my lovelies, I am back. All your cards are on the table. We have 3 aces, so we have 111 showing up for you. We also have 4 major arcanas, and there's not a lot of cards on the table, so not surprised. We have Mercury going retrograde, so big transition, so it's kind of prudent that we have some major players on the table. Anyway, best part of your day, we start off with the 3 of Swords, the Ace of Swords in the reverse, and the 8 of Cups. That's actually fantastic. Anything that causes you harm or that you see as a detriment, that your authenticity, your truth, what is dishonest, you either leave behind, you walk away from, or I'm hearing uncover. You uncover it, because let's face it, those that like to hide in the shadows, once they're exposed, they have a tendency to disappear. And actually, they're bringing me back to the 8 of Cups, because here we have part of the cliffside on either side with the moon in the center. We have the moon tapestry on the table. And don't forget, the moon tapestry actually has the moon rising between 2 pillars. And this card is actually very much the synopsis of that same scene of going between the pillars. Moving on. What it was hidden gets revealed. Moon card in reverse. Yeah. Uncover anything that's dishonest, unauthentic, that is not truthful, that does not have integrity. Okay, so we're shedding light on things. No big surprise on that. A lot of us get called to do shadow work, to pay attention to things during a retrograde, especially Mercury retrograde. It's where we slow down and realize what certain truths are. Maybe truths that we actually have been ignoring, unaware of, or overlooked in some way. Yeah, I'm just hearing uncovering again. Okay. So whether that's about yourself or on a larger scale, let's face it, a lot of things are going on in the world right now. And with that said, as far as a global energy, you can expect during Mercury retrograde right now for a lot of harsh truths to be unveiled. Some things are coming to light that were long buried, or I'm hearing reaffirmed. Okay, things that maybe you suspected were true but was repeatedly denied is going to be reaffirmed that yeah, you were right. Yeah, unveiled. It's like the government saying that Area 51 doesn't exist, that the UFOs, the aliens don't exist, and lo and behold, they, hold conferences and, unclassify the fact that Area 51 here in the U.S. is a real thing. Yes, they do exist. That type of big reveal. Okay. Now, the worst part of your day, we have the World in the reverse. The Star in the reverse. The 5 of Cups. The Ace of Wands in the reverse. The 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. The Lovers. and the King of Cups. Yeah, too bad, so sad. A lot of us, when it comes to fixing issues or addressing issues, even if it causes us pain, even if we notice it and we feel that it's off, we feel that it's wrong, we have, unfortunately, an energy sometimes to just sit back and be a bystander, to not address it, to not do anything about it. Why? Because a lot of times we feel like we don't have the capability. We don't have the knowledge, we don't have the expertise, our efforts would be completely in vain, and we connect to that energy versus being the spiritual being that we are, that does have skill sets, that does have an effect. It's forgetting that we are part of a collective. We are a small part of a bigger whole. And on a global scale, when enough of us address certain issues, there is not just a ripple effect, it changes the masses. And, you know, because the majority has woken up. The majority is addressing things. The majority is saying, hey, that's not right. Okay. So there's a lot of issues going on right now. Locally, globally, and I have to read this on a global scale because that's what's coming up for me. Very much so. And it's unfortunately a lot of conditioning, your ego mind, the unawakened mindset that's still there, the feeling of not having an effect or control that will keep us in this energy. The same torture happening every day. or for those of you that like the saying SSDD, same shit, different day, you get more of the same. Unfortunately, complacency means that if you're not willing to speak up or speak out or do anything about it, that means that by not choosing to take action, that you are accepting the status quo. Okay. Oh boy. And it's no wonder that I am doing this reading late, and I do apologize for that. I slept in. I was very tired. I went face down in the bean dip for like 10 hours. But I knew that if I did this reading yesterday, it would not turn out right. And given the topic, it's no wonder that I felt compelled to wait. Now, your obstacle, or how to get over your obstacle, we have the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords in this deck, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups in the reverse, and we end on the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I'm hearing the word speak up, speak out, even if your voice shakes. Yeah, sometimes we have to draw attention to certain things. We have, and pages are always ones that bring messages. They bring new things. So new ideas, new verbiage, and when we're unveiling and uncovering things, that means we have to take a new form of dialogue. We have to be able to, speak up, speak out. And even when it comes to, even when our voice shakes, you see how she's holding the sword? She's got a double-handed grip. So this is a woman in a corset, Elizabethan era. So she's in a corset. She's got probably about 50 pounds worth of clothes on her. And she'd be a genteel woman who wouldn't be able to pick up this sword. And yet, she finds the strength to pick up this sword. She's got a death grip on it. It's the only way she can hold it upright. So, in that sense, her arms and everything would be shaking just to pick up this sword. Just for the weight of it. Just to even point it upright. So speaking up even when your voice shakes. Interesting, you're tying that into the imagery, but I get it. Oh, and I'm hoping you can see this on the card, but on the sword, right above where she's gripping it on her hands, the hilt, part of the hilt on it is actually a butterfly. Butterflies are signs of transformation, change. Words have the power to change things. Ideas have the power to change things. Not just for the collective, but words of the collective, the majority. Yeah, it's speaking that truth, even if it's not delivered in a clear, concise monologue that is easily heard, understood. For those of us that are not great at public speaking, even if we are not being the most prudent public speaker, if the majority does speak up and point out things, it creates change. There's a shift, and a positive one. It rights some of the wrongs. Remember, we started out with the Three of Swords. I'm hearing truth seeker and whistleblower. Okay. All right. That makes perfect sense. Because when we learn to continually seek the truth, the real truth, and we're able to blow the whistle on the lies, that's when things get uncovered. That's when things get unveiled. Yes. That's like somebody, parading a dog in front of you and calling it a duck. And you going, no, that's a duck. It's a little hard for them to pass off the bullshit. When you see and know the truth and you're willing to speak up and go, that's not what that is. That's not the truth. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to leave this here. This is a global energy. So, as tempted as I am to get deeper into this, because I know there's a whole bunch of political things here, world history things here, economics, things like that are all tied in here. I think I want to leave this as a general reading instead. But pay attention. What comes to light today? What truths are actually being reaffirmed, conveyed? What gets unveiled? What gets uncovered? And then mark today all throughout Mercury retrograde. I'd be curious if one of us actually writes them all down. All the truths that come to light during Mercury retrograde. I bet it's quite a list. I'm hearing a long one. Okay. There you have it. All right, and I did add all your cards for the sake of numerology. Everything here adds up to 93 relative to 3. So yes, groups of people that gather together for positive movement forward. Yeah, you're a part of the whole, the majority. When enough people cry out, they form a majority of the collective. And it turns the tides. It turns that wheel that's on the wheel of fortune. It creates change. The power to change. And transform. Okay, that's what they wanted. Transform. Can't say that I can argue with that. All right, and for those of you that do like the astrology portion, yes, Mercury retrograde begins and it is in Sagittarius. So this is where, yes, you might need more space for yourself. If you get too much of it, you can feel isolated. If you don't get enough, you can feel frustrated, which that I totally get as an introvert. So, work with whatever you have available to you. don't forget to pick back up ideas at this time. And here we have new ideas coming through right here with this Page of Swords. Okay, yeah, they're bringing you back. Speak up, even if your voice shakes. All right, and then we have the moon entering Libra. So this is where you get to work well with others. You get help if you need it as well, but also at the same time, don't be afraid of accepting help from others. Part of a whole. Part of a whole. Yeah. Yeah, if you feel like you don't have the power to change something, remember, you're part of the collective. You're one piece of the whole. If enough people speak out or pay attention to the same things, and they're willing to speak up about it, their voice gets louder. Eventually, it's a voice that doesn't get lost in the crowd because it becomes the majority. And now I'm hearing the Beatles. A little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. Okay. Alright, my loves, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for you. And if it resonates, by all means, give me a thumbs up. If it does not, no worries. It is a general reading after all. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.